Hi, everyone. Welcome to eLearnChat, where you always learn something new. And this week, actually last week, we went to DevLearn 2019 at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. And before we go on, many thanks to David Kelly for making it happen, allowing us to go there with our shooting crew and take some videos, interviews, and a lot of pictures of what went on during the first couple of days. It was a lot of fun, and we really appreciate him letting us do that. So DevLearn was great, almost close to 4,500 people. I think that's the biggest showing for DevLearn, and it was great seeing the energy, the enthusiasm, and just the professionalism of the whole show. It was kudos to Dave and everybody at the Learning Guild for making this a great show, because it really was a great show. We had a lot of fun, and what you're about to see are some of the interviews and some of the videos we took of the show. Have a good one, enjoy it, and we hope to see you back there next year at DevLearn. Thanks. Hi everyone, I am with Alan Partridge, senior
something or other.
What's your new?
You know, Rick, my title just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
So what are you now?
I'm the group manager for the evangelism team at Adobe.
Interesting. You got more than you and Pooja now.
Yeah, exactly. So Dr. Pooja Singh handles Captivate evangelism. Katrina Baker handles Prime evangelism. Okay. Prime is our new learning management system. And then I just had joined my team Alistair Lee, who you might know from previous encounters.
Familiar. Yeah.
Alistair's a Canadian. He's actually the Connect evangelist. So for Adobe Connect.
Yeah. Okay.
So an awesome team, like the world's greatest team.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what are you doing, Ryan? What are you evangelizing?
I'm evangelizing all of the above.
You're
right?
in charge
So
of them.
Prime, Captivate, and Connect. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could say I'm in charge, but do we really?
You're the guy.
You're the guy. I try to maintain order. Yep. Yeah. They're all so talented that they make it easy.
He's a pussycat. Trust me.
Hi, I'm Adam Hartshorn. I'm the Director of Learning and Creative Services at D2L, and we make a learning platform that helps change the way the world learns.
Well, hi everyone. We are here with Joe Ganci, also known as eLearningJoe. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Rick?
I'm great.
Good.
And we were just on a show with Joe last week, and I don't know what happened, but we ran out of connectivity or something. It just died.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was on your guys' end, but your system went down. Or something went down.
You're right. That's what it was.
Yeah, the first time ever, apparently. It saw me. It saw me on camera and said, "Oh, that's it. I'm not doing this." And then the whole system just went down.
It was Microsoft. They made a change.
Did they really?
It caused a process to just stop.
Oh.
And in the middle of a show, and we're like, oh, great.
You gotta love Microsoft.
And you can't not get updates anymore. So I just moved to a Mac again.
Good for you.
I'm enjoying it.
All right.
So anyway, so what have you been up to?
Well, gosh, the world has been a little nuts lately. I've been doing so many different things. I've been traveling a lot. This year alone, I was in Dubai and Warsaw, teaching and speaking. Last year was Shanghai. The year before was Moscow.
Nice. So you've got a nice, beautiful passport.
Yes, it's getting filled up. It's true, and luckily it does expire in 3 years, so I can re-up again. Yep. But all in all, it's been good. I still do the same kind of thing, but I love all the new tools that are available. The technology available is getting better all the time, so I can do better things all the time too. And so I like what I'm doing now even more than what I was doing a year ago, 2 years ago, and so on. It's all been good because I still do a lot of development work and design work, but I'm also traveling and teaching. I don't sleep. I just never sleep. Sleep is sleep is overrated. So
yeah.
and welcome to DevLearn 2019. My name is Diane Pellerin. I'm with Ocapia Software Solutions, and today is a big day as we're launching our e-learning storyboarding tool called Xunto. Xunto is a Galician word, actually, that means together. And this e-learning storyboarding platform is made to kickstart e-learning projects, storyboards specifically, in a very automated fashion with focus on true collaboration. The collaboration enables direct communication in real time. It enables direct commenting, embedding of comments, task assignments, feedback, review feedback, request for media, for files, and all of it is embedded into the platform. It's an excellent tool to have, and we're pleased to launch today at the DevLearn show. Thank you.
What's new? What's going on with Adobe? There's all sorts of new versions.
There's so much new going on.
The LMS, I hear, is pretty popular.
It's very popular. It's been kind of a wild ride, right? So I think that experience has been just kind of almost unexpected but amazing, right? This sort of constant train. More and more people jumping in, wanting to get the LMS. It's been incredibly popular, and of course that means that we're constantly growing and constantly adding new people. So that's been pretty amazing. But recently, one of the coolest things about the LMS is we've just integrated Adobe Sensei for some of the evaluation that's happening for the social stuff.
Okay.
So we're actually using artificial intelligence to map to domains, skill domains, in order to predict whether or not a certain post from somebody that's a user-generated post is actually appropriate for whatever that discussion board is.
And then the drones take them out right now. Just kidding.
The drones fly in at 50,000 feet, and we just pass it down the line to humans if the AI doesn't figure it out. Well, Adobe Sensei is our artificial intelligence engine for all of Adobe. You may have seen it in some things like in Lightroom, for example. Your photos now get auto-tagged with things like, that's a yellow dog. And you might be like, how did this computer know that was a yellow dog? I just took that photograph.
That's pretty cool.
That's Sensei, right?
I didn't know that was Sensei behind it. Okay.
Exactly. So Sensei's behind virtually all of those kind of innovations where you sort of go, wow, how did that happen? And we thought we'd try our first effort around this natural language processing to match the skills.
Right now we are at the Curator booth, Curator Solutions, and I'm with Tim Loudermilk, who is the Chief Product Officer and a member of the board. How are you, Tim?
I'm great, Rick. How are you doing?
Good. It's
good to see you.
Good to see you too. And so you've been busy here.
We have been very busy here. It's from the beginning time this morning when we opened. It's been a slam crowd, so it's great.
That's good. So what's new with? There's a name change.
There is a name change. We had built Alaris and Curator as two separate products. We chose to integrate them and sell them as a single enterprise platform called Curator, and it's really a blend of a couple things we think are really necessary for the market.
That's good. And we noticed we got a demo the other day of new version of Curator. It's looking really good. There was some nice features and a new interface.
It's a whole new interface, focused on helping you create content, curate content at a very deep level, and then deploy, whether that be in a traditional learning management system or on demand to any location. We can communicate, we can push content to CRMs, we can do it on demand from mobile apps. It's just a very exciting time. We're trying to meet people wherever they want to learn.
And you guys are doing a lot of custom work too, where you're adapting to large organizations, which is nice.
We are. Every implementation we have, and they are all large organizations right now, there's a custom taxonomy that we put in there so that when the content's put in, our system knows how to track that content to deploy on demand.
That's pretty cool. And for all those who don't know, in his teens he created Trivantis.
Yeah, I'd like
maybe a little past teens. But
Yeah.
But he was a founder of Trivantis, which is pretty cool too.
Thank you. It's great. It's it was fun to create Lectura online. It was a blast to do. And some of the team here with me are from the you recognize some of the team here.
I know some of them.
From the Trivantis
some
era.
good friends from there. So
I think
this whole new international, Joe, that's really exciting.
Well, I am a director now also with the International Association for Blended Learning.
Nice.
And that
is that out of Europe?
No. Well, yes, it's actually based in Greece, but the directors and such are Canada, Greece, and other places around the world. Yeah, Malaysia, and so we've been holding conferences in different places. I joined after the first year. The first year was in Greece, then they did Toronto. This year was Dubai.
Nice. That's really good.
Yeah, last year was Warsaw.
Now, are you doing a roadshow or webinars with Marc and Michan?
We're going to start out with an all-day online class, okay, in January.
Yeah.
But then, if we need to, we're certainly happy to go on the road.
So do you think that the AI part of everything is really going to grow and just take off more and more?
I think it is growing, right? But I think it's also, it's like so many of these fields, it's been kind of overhyped initially, right? So you think about the kind of initial word on machine learning and AI, and we were sort of convinced, this is going to be the be-all and end-all. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. It's going to change your life in every day in every way. It does change our lives, but it's more a story about automation, isn't it? It's more about how simplifying and automating mundane and routine tasks makes things simple and more approachable for us. So it's not the kind of threatening monster that we sort of might have imagined. Instead, it's just millions of these little tiny contributions making everyone's life easier.
Yeah, the only one you have to worry about is the programmer. Other than that, it's great.
So far, I don't think that we've had a complete replacement of programmers. I think programmers are okay. So,
yeah. Now, I remember when I was younger, a lot younger, I was taking artificial intelligence, Forth, Lisp, Prolog.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It is
But
a
in
lot of
those
fun.
days, nothing was going on. It was just fun.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really pay that much attention, and it was a lot of work to create this stuff. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, it has, and especially with engines like Sensei, suddenly you have, the bulk of that heavy lifting has been done for you.
That's nice.
And now you're basically reaching in and leveraging the advantage that system gives you.
Hi everyone, we are now in the iSpring booth, and I'm talking to Irene. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
How was your trip out here?
So it was pretty good.
Long, right?
It was long, but pretty good.
Good. How long does it take?
Oh, it takes the whole trip from home to here take about 24 hours.
That's
it takes
a long trip.
just from home to the final.
When did you arrive?
We arrived in Saturday. Saturday evening.
So you had a little
Saturday
break.
evening. Yeah, we had a little break.
So what's new with iSpring?
So we still working on improvement of iSpring suite of our main authoring tool. And what's other news in iSpring is that we released a new product. It is called Flora. It is LMS to sell content. So if you want to sell content online, so iSpring Flora is for you.
I saw the demo. There's some great demos on iSpring Flora on the web, and it looks really good.
Yes, I like it.
Is it based on your other LMS?
It is.
It is.
It is based on iSpring Learn, but it is more oriented to sell content than on e-learning.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It looked simple, and yet it had nice features, and it did all the payment methods.
Yes, right. You can use PayPal, Authorize.net, or Stripe.
So Flora is the latest edition.
Yes, that's the latest edition of iSpring.
How's that going so far?
So it's pretty good.
People are finding out about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Are they using the Amazon Web Services for that? Is it
Yes,
also-
we do.
okay.
Yes, Amazon.
So you can sell as much as you want, not a problem.
Yes, absolutely. You're not limited on the number of content items that you can sell within the system.
That's good. So what else is happening with iSpring?
So everything's all right. We are still working on improvement of iSpring suite.
And
So
iSpring
that
is really nice right now.
yes, right.
It's working very, very well.
And it will be even better.
We're looking forward to it. So what are your plans for the show?
Our plans for the show to let people know about iSpring and to help them to make their e-learning process easier and faster with the help of our tools. So if you want to make your learning process easier, faster, and if you want to deliver and create your content in hours and not at days, please welcome to iSpring and to our booth 412.
Now, what do you do what's your job at iSpring?
So I work with iSpring Solutions and I'm Customer Success Manager.
Nice. Well, Irene, nice meeting you, and
Nice to meet
good
you
luck at the
too.
show and have fun.
Thank you.
And hope you have a faster flight home.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the conference.
Oh, thank you.
One of the reasons why I keep moving fast is because I'm always afraid that the young and uppers are going to overtake me. I got to keep moving, okay? Because if I stand still, they're going to come right past me,
It's
right?
true.
So
It's
yes, I keep researching new things all the time, and one of those things is, in fact, AI in conjunction with using chatbots for learning. Because chatbots are kind of those things that you don't like seeing when you go to a website. Sometimes they're annoying, but it turns out that they actually can be quite nice for learning, for doing role playing, for doing. There was a Georgia Tech University 2 years ago, a senior level computer science class. The professor announced at the beginning of the class, the semester, that there was a new teaching assistant that was going to be helping out. Her name was Jill Watson, and she was not on campus, so she would be helping through email. And at first, the students complained about her and said that she didn't really know too much, she didn't know the answers. But then, as the semester went on, she got better and better. And at the end of the semester, they voted her the best teaching assistant they had ever had. It's you can go back and look at the news, and it was all an email.
Nobody
bot.
knew?
They didn't realize it. And because it was really very human-like.
That's cool.
And at the end of the semester, they announced it. He told them it was like, whoa, And then suddenly it clicked because why was she not so smart at the beginning? Why did she get so smart later? Well, because she was learning, and also because you can continually update the chatbot every day, taking into account new inputs that you hadn't considered, before.
Nice.
And so with learning. When you're in a classroom setting, you can always ask the teacher questions, and the teacher can also role play with you and so on. When you're doing e-learning, you don't have that ability, right? You can maybe do a Twitter thing, but really it's much more limited. So with chatbots, you can take the idea of being able to do a role play, for instance, or a knowledge check or so on with something that really feels human. So yeah, she and I have been collaborating on it. She's called the Brain Lady, and I'm the guy who develops it.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think it's going to be good.
It's great. Yeah, all good stuff.
All good
And
stuff.
by the way, 35 years you've been working. We've been in business about 35 years.
Wow.
And we've been married for 35 years.
Congratulations!
Just about a week and 2 weeks ago.
February, I got you beat a little bit. In February, it'll be 40 for us.
40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I did marry young, and so she was young too. So.
We married, I was 30, she was 32. So fairly
I was
young.
19, she was 18.
Yeah. But you know what? It works.
It worked for us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, great, Joe. It's good to see you
Same here.
again.
Very good to talk to you,
We will
always.
see you soon. Thanks,
Thank you.
So, big things happening with the product. Are you pretty much selling publicly the individual copies, or are you still looking more for the
Actually, right now we're focused pretty much on organizations.
like
because
integration and all that?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of workflow that's built into it. So if you're a company, you might have a company that wants access to all the underlying content, but there might be departments in the company like sales, marketing, product that have their own sections of the product. So the neat thing about us is it's not an authoring tool. It's really a content creation and management platform that allows you to to organize it the way your business is organized.
Because Curator has the authoring tool and it has the learning content management tool.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
And yet we still publish to all the traditional learning platforms, all the e-learning standards, and all the LMSs that are out there. There are a lot of people who use it, but frankly, learning is getting shorter and shorter, and people want to deploy those 5-minute things that you can choose to go look at on demand.
That's true. If you want to go to our website, on our very front page, we've got a tutorial we did, 5 secrets of storytelling, which is done in Curator. Just so you know.
That's awesome. No, that's
It's
awesome.
pretty cool, and it came out really well. It's got
great.
video, audio, all the content, which came originally from a webinar we did.
Okay.
We did that long ago for actually Triventus, and then we repurposed, and it was really easy to do.
That's great.
So-
Maybe we can implement the mobile app side of it, and it could be available as a download from Apple
Actually,
OS.
it can work on a mobile app. I think he built it for that. So
Super.
we haven't tried it yet. I think we've tried it, but we haven't put it out there.
Yeah,
you know, right? Good idea. We can download it.
It'd be great to put out there.
Yeah. Well, Tim, nice to see you again, and good luck at the show here.
Thank you very much. Great to see you again.
Same here.
Really always appreciate your advice and help.
So what's new in Captivate?
So Captivate's been having a really great run lately. It's been amazing. We have really focused on trying to simplify the role of creating content for the learner. So we came up with this new method, which is called a QSP, a Quick Start Project. And the basic idea behind this is that we can deliver a kind of pre-built course according to some kind of understanding of what we know, right? But obviously you can't just work for a pre-built course, right? You have to have your own custom stuff. But there are a lot of times when we do have sort of patterns that we follow, right? Like that there may be an image here and a title here, and that we call that a title page. Or there might be a case where we have navigation and menus, and we tend to follow pretty consistent patterns.
Yeah.
So what we did is we added all this functionality for things like you can just drag an image and drop it, and it'll automatically replace the image that was there.
Nice.
No matter whether that's a shape or an image or whatever, and it's just beautiful. It's amazing to see. And then we did another one where, you know how often you'll make a course and it's like, okay, I have 3 pathways. I need them to go down all 3 paths. I need to know when they come back to the navigation menu at every point.
Yep.
I need them to be reinforced to say this path's been visited and that one hasn't. And I don't want to give them the quiz until they visited all 3 paths, right?
Right.
So we automated all of that, and now all Captivate authors have to do is just name the page branching. They just call the page branching. And then they name these groups of slides. Like, so this is the things that are after button 1 are in this group, and the things that are after button 2 are in this group. Then they just name the buttons that are on the screen after those groups. That's it. So no programming, no advanced actions,
Just a little
no
organization up front.
just a little bit of like naming stuff properly, and then Captivate goes in, sniffs it, and figures it out, and maps the whole thing out, and you're done. Nice. So it's a huge time saver. So a lot of things like that in Captivate now that all have been really well received.
You've got VR?
We do have VR. It's one of the like more flashy, exciting things, right?
Yeah.
So the VR is pretty cool. It works whether you're wearing a helmet, goggle, or whether you're on just a web page. Which is a huge part, right? Because so many people are like, maybe they're on the verge, they want to do a little VR, but they don't want to be forced that way, right? They don't want all their learners to have a goggle headset,
Gets
right?
their feet wet, and
Exactly.
of course they have to learn how to use the cameras, which are tricky.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
How do I get myself out of the camera?
That's exactly right. And then it lets them add hotspots and add quizzes and content really, really easily. So building a course that way is super fast and super simple and just very available and accessible.
And immersive.
Yeah, and we're in this weird time, right, where, for a long time it was if you wanted an immersive 3D experience, you had to go out and pay $500,000 or $50,000 or sort of pick your price point, and somebody who was an expert in 3D was going to build that content for you.
Yeah.
And now, this is, nothing really. It just takes you a little bit of time and a nice VR camera.
And it is fun.
It is fun.
It is
If you haven't tried it, you should try it. It's really fun.
The only part that's not fun is when you're trying to get yourself out of the image. It's a little tricky.
But you know what's good for that? Adobe Photoshop has this filter that's a smart filter. You can just select it with the smart filter.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then, you use that smart filter. It's called a content-aware fill.
Oh, I know content aware.
So, you just use, kind of draw around yourself,
really?
hit content-aware fill, and it'll fill in the gaps of what's there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, that's Alan Partridge from Adobe, and I'm so glad to see you again.
It's good to see you.
And we will see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks. Bye-bye. It is good to see you.
It is good to see you.
I missed you.
Interviewed? You want to be interviewed? You can't talk, can you? No. Would you like to be interviewed?
What's it, sorry?
We're with the podcast eLearnChat,